play music, if you draw pictures with a computer, that's not a game. You don't get a score, but we call it games. And there's sometimes this down thing. Don't play games. Don't play around on the computer. And yet there's a lot of good can come from gameplay.
What's up, everybody? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. We're doing the wireless setup today. We will be doing the Ender 3 V2 drawing at the end of the stream. Let me just turn this off because this isn't an Ask Tim. This is a Hangout stream. So we're going to work on a printer tonight. I got myself a frosty beverage here. I even got a straw tonight. It's after 5 o'clock on a Friday, so I got myself some rum and Coke here. And it's going to be good. It's going to be a good stream. So let me go ahead and turn the entry form in or on. Should I tell everybody what the entry form URL is, or should I just leave it to the people who have been loyally following us all January? What do you guys think? I don't think I'm going to be that mean. Let me see here. Is it saved? Saved. Saved changes. Let me get the thing here. So I'm going to give you guys a little background on this. Background on the printer we're working on tonight. And this is actually my... I can never remember if it's my second or third printer. I believe it was my third printer. Because my second one was what Barney started out as, which was the iMaker Smart or Start or whatever. So this printer I purchased from Chris over at Tiny Machines right when the CR10 was starting to get popular. And if you notice, there's no control box. It's actually mounted on a melamine board, and all my electronics are mounted to this board. And I'm going to keep that because it actually makes it really easy to mount things to it. Right now it's got an MKS Gen L in it with some 2208s on the XYZ. And then it actually has one of our old Easy ABL probes on it, which does work, but I'm gonna give it a little upgrade. We're gonna put the new Pro sensor on here. It does have the new Pro board. I just wired in the old sensor to the new board. So we're going to put a new sensor on it. We're going to take all these 8-bit electronics off it, and I'm getting my hands dirty here with Duet now, and then going to be doing some documentation on some tips, because Duet's a little more complicated. I've actually been playing with it for the last couple of days here. I had to cut my teeth on it a bit with the Daedalus here, which is printing right now. This printer's been running I don't know, for the last couple of days. I printed if you guys saw the picture, I printed the Bernie Mittens meme, and he's just chilling there up on the printer. I realized I forgot to turn the cube on. Let me turn the live chat off. We don't really need that for this stream. But we'll be switching over this camera. But let me go ahead and turn the cube on before people complain. Let's see here. Cube. Let's turn the Repbox LEDs on too. Screw it. Let's go RGB mode. How's that? Look at that. Let's screw it. Let's do night mode. There we go. Night mode. How's that? Since it's in the afternoon here. It's after 5, so but anyways, I do want to give a shout out at Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. Myself, Michael Laws from Teaching Tech, Chris from Chris's Basement. Hang on, I don't want to make sure I don't forget anybody. I am blanking out here. Hang on. So, because there's one guy, I can't remember his name. I feel terrible. Okay, I was correct. So, myself, Michael Laws from Teaching Tech, Chris Riley from Chris's Basement, Brian Baker from the First Layer, and Richard Cleveland from the First Layer. We're all going to be over on Jerry's channel, which is 3D Printing and Painting, at 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Central. So we're just going to be hanging out. So make sure you guys check that out, and I will post a link in the video description here. There we go. So make sure you guys check that out this weekend. That's Sunday. So, anyways, let's get on with the stream here. We were talking about the giveaway, and the giveaway will be open until I decide to wrap it up, and then we're going to draw at the end of the stream. So if you guys have been following the channel, we're trying to give a printer away every single month. And the only way to enter it is during a live stream. So if you want to get in on the giveaway, you just go to giveaway.th3dstudio.com and enter in your information, and wish you the best of luck. So at the end of this stream, we'll be drawing a winner for January, and January's prize is a brand new Ender 3 V2. For next month, I might have a printer for you guys, because there's a long story, but I think I already got a printer lined up. So we'll see. If any printer companies are watching, you guys want to put up a printer for the giveaway, more than welcome to. Otherwise, I will personally fund the machine, because I think it's kind of a fun thing. And we're not going to advertise it in any of the streamer video documentation. You got to kind of tune in to find out. So, yeah, anyways. So what the story with this printer is, I bought this machine from Chris over at Tiny Machines, had it for a day, gutted it, put an MKS Gen 1.4 on it originally. It's got a Gen L now because the 1.4 died. But it's in due need of an update. And the reason why I'm just changing the board too is, one, I want 32-bit, and two, I want a machine that I can actually play with Duet and get more familiar with their software, so I can, write some documentation on it, mainly for the Easy ABL, because apparently people can figure out all the other Duet stuff, but not how to set the probes up on there. It's actually pretty simple, because the Easy ABL acts as a normally open switch. I think the confusion comes from how Duet handles all their config is basically with G-code commands. So you have to be aware of those G-code commands. The hardware quality on the Duets are great. Like, I can just looking at the board, I can tell they put a lot of time into it. They use high quality components on it. They definitely justify the cost of the boards, and they're also made in the UK as well. So the only complaint I have is that it seems more complex, especially as someone that's more familiar with Marlin. Maybe my opinion will change as I get more familiar with it. But whereas Marlin, you can kind of go through the config file and figure out what things do. Whereas when you're configuring Duet, you're constantly having to reference their documentation, which is written by what seems to be engineers, not people that are trying to make things easy to understand. Their documentation is very thorough, but it's not easy to understand. So yeah, I want to get more familiar with it, hopefully make some more sense out of it. I would not recommend a Duet board for your average person. If you're thinking you're going to be able to do it, you're going to be in for a long haul, because it's taken me a couple days just to get up to speed on how they do the configuration and how they handle that, and I'm still learning. I don't know if we'll be getting this printer completely running today, but I want to get this started. And the reason this machine is the candidate for this brain transplant is because I went to go print on it. And you guys remember those stepper dampeners that were a huge fad? Yeah, this has those on there. This is my only machine that has stepper dampers on there, and I meant to take them off, and I went to start a print one day and found out that both the X and the Y dampers have just sheared off. So I got to take it apart to get the motors fixed. I'm just going to take the stepper dampers off and mount them directly to the frame. And just get rid of them. I've never been a big fan of them. I just was lazy, meant to take them off, and never did, and now it bit me in the butt. So we're going to do that, and we'll basically get, I doubt we're going to be able to, let me put my lighting back on here. I'm sorry. I need the overhead light, otherwise this is going to be too hard to work on. I just realized that. So I fixed my light ring. Well, this is actually a different one, but I also fixed the one that was on here because I don't like wasting equipment. There was a bad joint on one of the wires for the rings. So let's get this all angled in here. And I'm going to warn you guys, this machine is dirty. This thing's probably only been cleaned off a couple times, and I can tell you it's not been cleaned off recently. So I love rum and Coke. I think it's Pepsi. I think it was Pepsi. It's like cherry Pepsi. Either way, it's a cola. So let's get started. So this printer's messy. It's dirty. We're going to clean it up. We're going to get it updated. You can see here, the the belt is just binding up. It's all loosey-goosey. So this machine is in dire need of some TLC. Like I said, if I were to just bolt the motors on, this thing would print, but we're gonna do it one better. So you can see here, this is one of the reasons I don't like stepper dampers, and I, like I said, meant to take these off a while ago, and I just forgot about it. Well, this is why I don't like them. You can see this one's like that, and where are my snips? I'm gonna need to get tools anyway, so I might as well get them now. Oh no! Let me pull this off here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, don't need to cut the filament when it's crap quality and it just snaps. This is that one brand I was talking about. We sent 40 rolls back to them, and the guy goes, "Oh, I don't have any issues." Yeah, whatever. I'll never buy from them again. It's just reselling Chinese garbage. You know, don't get me wrong, there are some nice Chinese filaments out there, but I don't have problems with the made in US stuff. So, you can see here, this one's gone as well. Like, let's see, I can probably just... Yep. Look at that. That's why I don't like stepper dampers. This was a big fad until Trinamics started becoming, like, mainstream. Everybody was doing it. And I jumped on the bandwagon. I don't sell them because they do this over time. They just crack. And I also feel like they add more variance to your print and issues in general. So, let's get started. I'm going to start by fixing up, well, actually, I'm going to get started by taking the bed off so I can get to electronics. So, let me raise up my Z here and get that out of the way. You can see how old this printer is. You see it's got the plastic it's got the plastic yellow mounts. That's how old this CR10 is. This was a CR10, not even an S. And the brackets at the top for the lead screws are actually printed. It's like the original OG ones. So, Oh, I forgot. I'm like sitting here turning both of them. I've got a belt across the top to link the two because I was tired of the gantry sagging. One thing I do realize here is I do have a 5-volt LED strip in the top of this to illuminate the bed. I might just take that out because I don't really have a 5-volt output available for this machine. So let's see here. I want to get the bed off and out of the way. I believe I have the Tiny Machines carriage on here. Yeah, I do. Then you guys get the Tiny Machines lightweight carriages. Do you guys remember those? For the CR10? That's what I got on this thing. This also has an ATX power supply in it, which I'm going to be getting rid of because I've been having stability issues with it. It's like 2.5 years old, and it was like a used one when I got it. Like it was an old server one. I probably should have grabbed new solid bed mounts because these are the old ones that were actually the first version I made. They were actually a little too short. So I have some washers on here. This machine has printed a lot of product parts in its day. A lot of product parts. This was one of my workhorses back in the day. It's got one of the, like this magnetic plate. I don't even know how old this magnetic sheet is here. Still works though. She's just a little beat up. Oh, come on. Last one. Last one. All right. Let's get this up and out of the way. Let me get those washers out of the way. Like I said, this was the first version of the bed mounts, and they were too short. And instead of me putting the new ones on, I was like, we'll just throw some washers on there. So, but now I can get the bed out of the way so we can work on the electronics without having to deal with all the bed parts getting in our way because it's all mounted underneath it. Would I do this again with the mounting underneath? Probably not. It's honestly been kind of a pain. I'm just going to take the belt off of here because getting the belt back through the extrusion is a pain in the ass on this machine. So go ahead and take that off. You can see here though, I'm curious to see how these held up. This is the polycarb wheels that we used to carry, and they're in pretty good shape. Let's see, bearings feel smooth. Well, are all 6 going to be smooth? They are. So we'll clean these all up. We're going to go over this whole machine, clean it up, rewire it, and give it a fresh new lease on life. So, but the first thing is we got to get rid of all these old electronics. Now, I'm going to be putting a 350 watt 12 volt Meanwhile in here. So this whole what's the word I'm looking for? This whole setup with these blocks are going to be no longer needed. I am going to reuse some of these power wires here. Like these are for the bed, these 12 gauge ones. This was like I said, this was like the third printer I ever built, and aside from changing the control board, I haven't really done too much with it over the years. So, kind of like what I did with Bertha, we're just giving this an overhaul, freshening it up, putting some new electronics in. And this is what I like about the melamine. You can literally just bolt stuff down and screw it in. This is an old Super Micro 350 watt power supply that I got on eBay for like, I think 30 or 40 bucks at the time. And hacked it all up and made it so it works with the printer. So, but you can see here, here's my PS on wire. This goes to an I/O pin on the MCAS. We're not going to be using that anymore because that power supply is going. I might open this up and see if it can be recapped because I don't like throwing out stuff if I can fix it. Because these were actually pretty good power supplies. This is a 80 plus gold in here. So this is probably actually more efficient than the Meanwhile I'll be putting in. Because Meanwhiles are about, I want to say 80, 85, somewhere around there, depending on the model and the load. I'm also willing to bet that did I tape this down? I'm pretty sure I did. It's hard to remember because I built this so long ago. What I did. Let's see, because I don't see any other... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep. Hey, you know, it worked. It's been on there for I don't know how many years now. So I am going to take the lighting strip out. I don't care for it. I got lights on my shelves now. So I'm just going to pull this out of here. We don't need that anymore. Now, I am going to basically be redoing all this. This is my cable management. I got little tie downs here in the center. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm not too confident with the wireless mic sometimes, so that it's going to not stop transmitting audio. So if I drop out, please let me know. But I'm going to get in here. I'm going to vacuum this all out. I got a little MOSFET back here. Well, not little. It's actually pretty big. But I got a MOSFET back here for the bed. We're going to retain that. Got all our motor connections here. Did I label all this? Okay, I can figure out what that is for. This is for the hot end temp. This is my filament sensor. I'm probably going to have to get the label maker out here so I can label all this stuff so I know what it is. Let's see. She is a mess. We're going to make her not a mess. This looks to be the hot end fan. This is always on stuff over here. But yeah, this is what 2+ years of 2+ years of use and abuse looks like. So let's just go here. I know this is my bed connection for the MOSFET. Like I said, I'm going to still use this external MOSFET with the Duet board just to take the load off. Here's our bed thermistor. This wire we no longer need. This was for the ATX power control. This LCD is going because we have a 5-inch panel due going with it. So that can get off here as well. Hot end wires look like hot end wires, so I don't need to worry about labeling those or doing anything specific. These are the Easy ABL wires for the power. Z end stop is right here. And like I said, we're going to be doing the new probe. So I'm going to go ahead. I had these soldered on 2 little test point holes for the old probe. And I'm just going to go ahead and snip those. Those aren't going to short anything. I might just change this board out, to be honest. Just in case. I'll probably desolder them. Maybe I'll just desolder them. Either way, I got extra Easy ABL boards here. Because I soldered those wires on here. And yeah, I'm going to desolder those just so they don't potentially hit anything. I don't want to short anything out. That'd be bad. Alright. So it should be all the wires. We'll pull this out now. There we go. There's our harness there. There's our Y stop. Our power cable. Or USB cable. There's our power wire. We're going to need this for the bed still. These should actually probably be able to fit on the main weld with no problem. What I want to do is get this cleaned up now. And I'm going to desolder these wires I soldered onto here. You can see here, I tacked on those old sensors, didn't have plugs. I just tacked it onto the holes. Because the original board that was on here, I accidentally dropped something on it and it shorted it out. And all I had was the new boards. And luckily, since I had those holes there, the new boards can be used with the old sensors if you know what you're doing. So I should have just swapped the whole kit out, but I didn't feel like redoing all the wiring. I'm going to take this off because I'm getting warm in here. Let me do that off camera. I don't need a nip slip and YouTube demonetizing me. Sorry, John Mack, if you're watching. Okay. All right, much better. Much better. Did I just bump the cap off? No, I didn't bump the cap off. What are you talking about, Tor? You're messing with me. No, I'm just desoldering these wires I put in because I want to use this board with the new sensor, and I don't want these old sensor wires in here so they don't touch anything. So, at one point, we thought about carrying the older sensors along with the newer control board and like selling it as like a, you know, like a more entry-level one. So same control board, just different, the different sensor, because our older sensors actually cost us quite a bit less to produce. They were still good, but they're not as good as the Pro ones. But I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll just put these holes on here in case we wanted to have, you know, two different levels of the EZABL. You know, our you know, like a you know, a budget one with the older sensor, and then a higher end one with the new sensor. But we opted to just go with all the new sensors, instead of fragmenting the ecosystem even more. So, but that's why there's those little holes behind there. They also serve as test points too for testing the boards as well. But that was the reason for them, is I wanted to have some headers there in case I did at one point want to use these with direct wire sensors. We could use the same PCB for all of them. So there we go. Got the wires out. And let's see here. So this should clean up pretty well. Like I said, this machine has not been really touched aside from a board swap about a year ago when the MKS Gen 1.4 died, to a Gen L. And then I've just been using it like this for a while until these motor mounts broke. Yeah, screw that LCD mount. I'm going to save this LCD, though, because the LCD still works perfectly fine. No sense in getting rid of that. I mean, this still works. This MKS Gen L still works. So I'll put that into my parts bin. I think I already have a Gen L in my parts bin. I'll have two Gen Ls in my parts bin. These are still decent boards, to be completely honest. They're just 8-bit, and the world is going the way of 32-bit. Let's go ahead and turn off plumber's crack cam, because that's what that's turning into since I'm bending over. I'm probably going to need to get a rag and just wipe all this down, because I want to make this look, I want to clean this up, give her a new lease on life. That's what we did on Bertha. I cleaned everything up, made it look all pretty, redid all the cables. We're gonna give this is Hack CR10 is its printer name. I was obsessed with the show Hack 5 for a while, so I've got a lot of things with the word H-A-K in it. Any of you guys here watching ever watch the show Hack 5? Anybody? Anybody remember that show? I think they're still on the air. I just haven't been keeping up. Here's one thing. Did I solder these, or did I do this haphazardly and just twist them? What do you guys think? Did Tim from 2 years ago follow current Tim's advice and solder his wires? Because I know I wired these together for dual Z off one cable. I see heat shrink. What did I do here? Did I switch these to series wiring? I might have put these on series wiring. I'm gonna redo these though. Okay, so there is heat shrink here. And then is this solder? No, that's twisted. There you go. There's a shortcut path Tim took. So we're gonna clean this up, and look at all this extra wire length. I'm gonna shorten the cable too. Since we're in here, might as well do it. And I know this wiring's correct, and I'm pretty sure, looking at how I have this wired, it looks like I did these in a series wiring and not a parallel. And the reason you do that is, while you can absolutely run parallel wiring, which is actually how I had this connected. If I look, this is the stock Creality cable. I wired it in series because you can get more torque out of the motor because it sees a higher resistance of the coils. So you don't have to run as high of a VREF if you're wired in series, but most of your drivers can do way more amperage than is absolutely needed, even for 2 motors in parallel. But I remember liking that. So yeah, this is the original Creality one. So here you see I cut these and spliced them because this now turns them into series wiring. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that up. So I'll get my soldering equipment out. We'll get that all soldered up. Like I said, we're gonna do this right, so maybe I can get another 2 years out of it and not have to dick around with it. That'd be great. I'm honestly surprised I got this much time out of it. So I can't really complain. I could, but who would really listen? Let's see here. Come on. Get the zip tie out of the holder. Out of the holder. There we go. All right. Get this Z wire out of here so I can update this harness. There we go. So there's my Z motor wire. This is an extension for my camera that's mounted on the bed. But basically all this is going to stay in place. This is just a MOSFET for the heated bed. I am going to use that with the Duet just so I'm not putting the load on the Duet. I believe the Duet can handle this bed, but why run it through there when you don't have to? I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic while I use this. All right. So, how many of you guys have been following this GameStop stuff? Let's just talk about some stuff while we're hanging out working on this printer. I'm not going to talk about political stuff, but we can talk about this GameStop stuff that's been going on. I personally think it's hilarious what's happening. That basically Reddit just banded together and was like, you know what? Hey guys, let's all just totally screw up their short. Like, just for funsies. Just for funsies. It's kind of funny. To me anyways. I'm sure it's not funny to the billionaires. You know, although I shouldn't be hating on them too much, guys, you know. Just think about the people that own multiple yachts, okay? Think about them too. It's funny. AMC is involved. I heard something about AMC. But it's just funny to me cuz you know, it's like, oh, it's almost like there's risks when you're playing with stocks. That's why I don't mess with stocks because I don't fully understand all of it. So I'm not going to put my money into something I don't fully understand. But it's just ironic that, like, you know, a bunch of bored nerds at home are just like, hey guys, nobody hilarious. Like, it's amusing. It's very amusing to me. So, if anybody has a time machine, go back and tell everybody to buy some GameStop stock when it was like stupid cheap. That's what I would do. Shit. Oh, man, look how... I mean, this is cleaning up pretty well. It's amazing what just years of grime will do to a machine. It's coming out pretty well. Let's go ahead and not get it on my electronics. Not like it matters. They're powered off. Fun fact, you can actually get most electronics wet. Obviously not LCD type stuff, but like circuit boards, you can get them wet as long as they're not powered on and you dry them off fully. Because it's not the water that usually damages them, it's the electricity going through the water into parts of the circuits it's not meant to go to. But if it's off, you can actually dry them off and be fine. That's why if you have a device that goes into the water, pull the battery as fast as you can once you get the device out. Like, I had a drone of mine going to our pool. Funny enough. Oh, hey, look at first battle scar. There it is. I thought I felt something. Ooh, Windex burns and cuts. Forgot about that. First battle scar. It wouldn't be a project without a battle scar, am I right? It's not as bad as, guys ever build, like, really crappy, cheap PC cases? And, they have, like, razor-sharp, edges and stuff that just decimate your hands. You guys know what I'm talking about? Those, like, $20 eBay specials that are just, like, they just barely function as a case. They're like paper thin too. For some reason, also, past him thought it'd be cool to put little corner covers on the back here. You know, I might have had a Z stabilizer kit on this at one point because I feel like that was part of the Z stabilizer kit. But as you can see, I took it off because it didn't really do anything. I don't really think most of them do anything. Because if you build everything correctly, it all kind of stays put for the most part. I'm wiping the top off. You can't see my hand. All right. Look at that. She cleaned up pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm sorry to bore you guys with this. I was about to apologize, but then I realized there's guys that literally make videos of them washing IBM Model M keyboards and cleaning them, so I guess this is in that same kind of arena. Maybe I have some overlap in those viewers on the channel here. Many cuts on PC cases. Yeah. Yeah, too many cuts for me. What do you guys think? I'm thinking this cleaned up actually pretty well. Just using some Windex here, nothing fancy. There is some shmoo. I can feel it on the rails here, like just gunk from the wheels and the grease on the bearings. So I am going to wet this down and just kind of give this a good wipe down, because this is where our wheels ride. So I call this is technically a CR10, but at this point I'm basically just reusing the frame, the end stops, the motors, and the carriages. That's about it. You know, but is it still a CR10? Isn't there like some philosophical thing where like if you replace all the parts on a boat, you know, like is it still the same boat if every part's been replaced on it, type of thing? You know, like if I were to replace the frame with different parts and then the motors, like is this still then technically a CR10? You know? Yeah, so, this cleanup really nice. I was expecting this to have more gunk, but I still feel some on the rails here. So, and this is a good maintenance tip. Like, if you guys are noticing, like, just stuff's not printing well or things feel like they're moving badly, there's a lot of buildup on this rail. And this is where the wheels are. It's, like, in the V-slot. So, give it a clean. Take your bed off. Take your carriage off. Clean it. Because that can directly affect your print quality. If those wheels are riding up on gunk that's just built up over the years, because like I said, this machine's over 2 years old, and I guarantee you I have not given this a cleaning, at least to this depth, in a long time. So definitely take some time and go over your printer. Treat it like royalty. Give it some TLC. So I'm still feeling some right here. So, and I used to not clean all this stuff when I do rebuilds, but you know what? One, it makes the end result look so much better, and two, you know, I just feel like it's good to go over the machines. You also find stuff too. Maybe I'll find some other stuff on here that needs to be updated or fixed or replaced. You never know. But when you're cleaning stuff, it's like when you're detailing your car, and then you see all the new scratches that you weren't aware of, and then you hate yourself. I don't know if that's just me, but I do wax my car a couple times a year, and I get very upset because it's like, oh, there's a new scratch. Oh, there's a new dent. Oh, look at all the rock chips. Although luckily on the printers I don't care about scratches and stuff. It's a machine. It's meant to do a job, so it doesn't have to be pretty. So, all right, we're looking a lot better. There is some more room for cleanup, but I won't bore you with that. I do, however, have a shiny new mean wheel here. You can get these in the TH Rudy store. This is the 350 watt, 24 volt, or sorry, not 24 volt, 12 volt, because it's a 12 volt machine. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how am I going to power this? Well, I'm going to make, and I'll do this later. I'm actually going to print a cover for this. I'm just going to get the DC wiring run. This is going to go over here, and there will be a cover for this, and then I will just have a power cord with fork terminals going into it, and keep it simple. But I did print a bracket for the Duet board. I just got to figure out now how I'm going to orientate it. And this is why I like the melamine, okay? I can literally put this wherever. It doesn't matter. Versus having to restrain it to the confines of the V-slot. There's actually 4 bolts going up through the bottom of this into the frame of the printer. So this whole frame is bolted to this melamine. So let's get this going here. So I have started hooking this up. Let me disconnect this. Now, this board Joe from Project R3D actually gave me, and it's a used board. I think he said it was out of row stock. There's actually some retaining tabs missing on here, but I don't care. It works. The question is, where am I going? How do I want to route this? So I got my bed and power here. So here's my bed. This is my main power input. I got all my motor connections here. I think I'm going to put it this way. So my motor connections are all here. Here's my hot end connections. And then my USB ports on the front, because I am still going to run Octoprint with this. This is the Wi-Fi board. And I want to give a shout out to Steven the Lightspeed, because he actually spent about an hour last night, giving me like a rundown on the Duet web config tool, and I have a basic config on here, and I'm not going to cover doing that because, dear God, it was a pain. What I'm doing this is to focus on how we're going to wire an easy AVL to this, and the short answer for those you guys wondering, at least on the Duet 2s, we're going to go into a ground line and the probe inline. So if we look on here on the probe header, you got ground and in. That's all you need to connect. The ground and in on the probe header goes to the easy AVL control board. It's that simple, and it's easier to wire it up than doing the configuration on the Duet side. Now I am going to be using our easy out sensors here, so I need to make sure I have the correct pinouts, and it's ground voltage signal. So I'm going to take these off. I was just doing testing here. I'm going to repin my 3-pin plug so I don't have to use an adapter here. And I should be able to fit these because these look similar enough. So what is this? My E. So here's my E. Will this fit? The pins line up. They look like the same spacing. Can I get away with this? Sometimes you can get away with just putting them on there. Yeah, it'll push the plug out. We'll go on the other way without pushing out as much. Yeah, so that'll actually work. You can see here, though, it's pushing out this retaining tab. Now, you could just go like that if you're not going to use those. And there we go. We just got 4-pin headers. And now if I take that off, I can put it on this way. If the motor's going the wrong direction, I can do it here, or I can do it in firmware. So, but I'm actually going to do that. I'm just going to pop these off because I don't care. Someone's probably wincing right now or cringing. I do know that on these, because these are wired in series, if you don't have a second Z motor connected, you have to have these 2 jumpers on here. Otherwise, it'll screw up. So, but all right. So we're going to mount this like this, facing this direction. I am going to set this back a little bit, just out of the way, because I want to kind of keep this up front clean here so you don't see anything. Now, let me ask, anybody in here have a Duet 2? Do you guys, I haven't looked at their documentation, but do they recommend that they have, do they recommend that they have cooling going over the board? I know you're not supposed to put heat sinks because they're Trinamics, they sink through the board, but do they recommend having, like cooling actually going through here? And let me ask you this. Should I even bother with the external MOSFET? Because I'm looking here, and we're fused at, oh, you know what? We're fused at 15 on the board input. Is it 15? I need to look this up. Because maybe I'll keep it simple and I'll just go without the MOSFET if they're saying that this will handle, because like our easy board will handle this bed no problem. What do you guys think? Is a Duet 2 board better than a Big Tree Tech? Pretty much anything's better than a Big Tree Tech board. This board right here, I believe this one retails for $169. And the LCD, which I'm using, the Panel Do 5, these are about $100. And I already have, look at this nice printed case I made for it too. So I did the black part on the Daedalus, and then the blue part I did on my Ender 3 on the textured PEI plate. This was printed on the EasyFlex plate. And if you see here, there's even a reset button kind of hidden back here. But look how nice that came out. Came out pretty good. And this was a 100mm2 print on the Daedalus. I'm actually really liking this machine. It prints really, really nice. So, Duet is like high-end. And their prices reflect that, and their quality reflects that. I would put our quality in the same class as Duet in terms of like the easy boards, but like here's the thing: Creality makes better boards than Big Tree Tech in terms of reliability. So that should tell you all you need. They just make aftermarket boards that are cheap, which is why they're popular. Popular doesn't always mean the best. So. What is my? I'm gonna check chat here. Oh no, the Yeti turned on. I accidentally bumped that. Let's look at chat. I'm gonna take a little breather here. Here. Okay, who thinks we should use the Duet 2's onboard MOSFET? I'm gonna look it up and see what their spec says, because I know I can run this big ass bed on our easy board. I would assume theirs can handle it as well. I'm gonna double check, because here's the thing: if I don't need the MOSFET, it's gonna simplify my wiring to just not have the MOSFET, because I can push this board back and run these wires right into here instead. I'm double checking here. So let me check their spec sheet and then check the let me check their spec sheet and then see. Oh, this is interesting. They have a new Duet 3 Mini 5 Plus, which is a Trinamic 2209 based one. Yeah, 5 Trinamic 2209 based ones for $100. That's a really good move for them. That looks pretty nice. I'm getting sidetracked here because I'm supposed to be looking at the Duet Wi-Fi stuff here. Okay, we will be absolutely fine. They're saying high power rating. Each stepper driver is capable of 2.0 amps motor current, limited 2.4 in software. The bed heater channel is specifically designed for high current, and it says 18 amps. So we do not need the MOSFET for this. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Because this bed, I believe, it's about 1 ohms resistance. And I'm going to be running the power supply at about 13.5, which is usually what I do on the main wells with the 12s, just so I get a little more extra heating capacity. And what's that going to put me at? That's going to put me at 13.5 amps. And let's see, if I'm like at a 0.9 resistance, what are we at? 15 amps? Yeah, so we'll be good. We'll be really good. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not like for or against duets. I don't have experience with them, which is why I'm doing this. We're gonna get all the hardware done. I can wire up any board. Just doing the firmware config is going to be what gets me, because I have not done a full Duet config before. So, but yeah, I'm impressed with the quality. The Daedalus has the new Duet 3 on it, which is a 6 driver. That board's like $230. So they're not cheap, but you do get what you pay for. Same thing with like our easy board, which if you guys are waiting for easy boards, we'll have some more on Wednesday at the latest. So just wanted to let you guys know that. All right, so we're going to ditch the external MOSFET. We're going to run everything through the board because they say 18 amps, so screw it. We'll do it. So my only question is, if they're rated 18 amps, why is this fuse 5? Or 15, sorry. Why is this fuse 15? Yeah, so the bed is actually fused at 15 amps, if you guys see this here. It's fused at 15. It says it's rated up to 18. I mean, I don't think they make 18 amp fuses. I think it's like 5 and 20. But either way, that should still be more than enough for this CR10 bed. So let me get in here and get this MOSFET removed from here, and we're going to push the board towards the back of the machine, and then I'll actually be able to reuse this length of power wire that went to the MOSFET as my main board power wire. So we're just going to run 12 gauge, and that eliminates a whole nother set of cables and this MOSFET box back here. This probably hasn't been opened in forever. I don't think I've ever opened this up. I'm pretty sure this is ABS, this housing here. Oh, you should see the fan on this. There's a fan in here to cool the MOSFET. So, is it better to get the Creality 427 than the BTT 2.0 board? Yes. I would say yes. There's been significantly less issues with the 427s than the Big Tree Tech boards. Well, I'm not going to reuse this housing, so that screw's stripped. But this all looks pretty good in here. I'm going to take these off. They're the power lines. This is like the OG MOSFETs that we used to sell at TH3D. So I'm going to reuse these for my main power wires. And I've already got crimp ends on one side, so that's good. Should I do ferrules on this like I did on Bertha? What do you guys think? I do have my ferrule kit. Should I bust out the ferrules for this one? How is this mounted on here? Is this just... Did I screw this down or is this sticky tape? I'm willing to bet this is sticky tape. Yep. It's sticky tape. Oh, nope. It was not sticky tape. It was screws. Well, metal overcomes plastic. Yeah, here, look at that. Look at that fan port. Was this fan even working? It doesn't really need it. Oh, it would have been. I am going to say this MOSFET because I know that works. I couldn't remember if I stuck this down or if it was screwed, but guess what? It's screwed. The case is royally screwed now. We carry the we as in TH3D Studio, which is the channel you're watching. We carry the Creality 427 boards, and we also have the LCD filter boards that we've designed that fix the issues where if you guys have a 422 or a 427 Creality board, or even the Big Tree Tech boards, and if you tell it usually happens when you tell your bed to heat. But if you have an issue where it's like it's pressing the LCD button over and over and over again, and you have good grounding and everything, and you still can't get it to go away, we have a board in our store that's like, I think it's $6 or $7, that fixes that issue. So if you guys have that issue, look up EMI filter board, or PCB, I think it is, in our store, and we have that there, and it'll fix your issue. So I'm very good at fixing other companies' problems. All right, so I'm going to get the ferrules out. What do you guys think? Does this printer deserve the ferrule treatment? Has it? I feel like it's put in its time. What do you guys think? Has it deserved it? Or are we going to do bare wire? Ferrules or bare wire? Ferrules or bare wire? Daedalus is D-A-E-D-A-L-U-S? D-A-E-D-A-L-U-S, I want to say. Come on, ferrules or are we doing bare wire? Are we doing it raw, or are we putting the raincoat on them? Get on. Ferrules? Ferrules? We got one for ferrules. I got the ferrule tool. Ferrules? Okay. Ferrules. Ferrules it is. You hear that, CR10? They like you. They like you enough to tell me to give you ferrules. We want these gray ones for the 12 gauge. Because that's what this is. It's 12 gauge. 12 gauge silicone. Nope. We're going to get in there. I got to strip a little more of that. Yeah, so whenever you guys, any board you're doing, whether it's one of ours, whether it's Duets, always put either bare wires into screw terminals or crimp ferrules, okay? These are crimp ferrules. You can pick up a set of these. I thought about getting these, like, cheaper assortments into the shop. Would you guys buy this kind of stuff from us? If you guys never noticed, I've been asking more and more, like, what kind of other stuff would you guys like to see us carry so we can kind of be that, you know, one-stop shop to get all your stuff from. Because, like, you can get this stuff on Amazon. I'm pretty sure that's where I got this kit from. But, like, I don't know how many people would prefer to get it through us instead of, you know, Amazon. So, all right. Is that going to stay? That's going to stay. That one's good. go and get the negative in. These do just make it look so much cleaner. I will say that. It just makes the build look so much nicer. All right. So that's going to go, this is bed heat on the right here, and this is the main power. So I'm going to have to crimp the ferrules onto the other set for the power. So let's go ahead and put these underneath here. And now it's not polarity sensitive, but I like to match positive and negative with the colors that they correspond to. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I can't tell. Does anybody know? I don't. Are these Phoenix contacts? Because we use Phoenix contact, which are really expensive terminals. But these feel like decent quality. But I don't know if these are Phoenix contact. They might be some other brand that I haven't heard of. I would assume Duet would use name brand terminals on their stuff, given the prices they command for their boards. All right, so there we go. There's our bed wires. And I need to figure out where I'm going to bolt this down. I think I'm going to bolt it down like right about here, because that'll give me room to kind of route on my wiring. And I'll bolt that to the bracket. What do you got? What do you? Yeah, I'm not sure what brand they're using. I like Phoenix Contact. That's what we use. So like our Easy board, we don't use the cheap no name terminals like Creality and Big Tree Tech use. We use genuine Phoenix contacts. And it does push the price up a little bit, but they're really damn good contacts. So, and I'd rather not have rather not have it be kind of jank. So all right, let's move on. So I have on this wire set, now you can see here I snipped the sides of these so they would fit into the terminal block, but this is actually going to be good for the mean well because the mean well also has narrower terminal blocks. So let's do this. I'm going to get my PCB mounted down here. I'm going to remove this little wire retaining clip I have because we don't need that anymore. Was that just stuck? It was screwed down and adhesived. I apparently didn't want that going anywhere. And it did not, so... Alright. Let's go ahead and turn off plumber cam here. Let's get our PCB mount. I'm just reusing some of the wood screws I had. And I'm just going to put 2 in for now. That's all it needs. 1 in opposing corners, so 1 there. And then 1 here. Now, don't ask me what the STL number is for this. I have no idea. I typed in Duet Wi-Fi on Thingiverse, and I was looking for a bracket like this, just something simple to screw down to the board here. And this is what I have. So I actually printed this on my AL4. When I do like projects like this, and I don't really care about color coordinating, I'll spread out my jobs through multiple printers. And this is printed in the Coax Gunmetal PLA, which I really like the color of. All right. So there we go. That should be good. I might need to loosen this up a bit. I don't want this to be push on the connector. Let's see. All right. Okay, so there we go. That'll mount back there. Let's see how much length I need to leave on this. There's also another... Oh, I guess this can just get bolted in the back here. Like this. Just bolt this PSU in the back. I might print a cover for this just so filament doesn't get in here. But we're just trying to get the layout down. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a negative screw and a positive screw here. Let's see here. And if I didn't have these already from the previous build, I would be using one of our sets of wires, but I like to be frugal and reuse stuff, and there's no reason I can't reuse these. They're just 12 gauge wire with crimps, and they're in good condition still, so don't let anything go to waste here. I save so much stuff. I probably should throw some stuff out. I probably border on, like, what do people call those people, hoarders? I probably walk that line pretty finely here. I can't tell you how many PC power cables I have. It's a lot. All right, so if I want to run this like this, because I do want to do cable management and make it look pretty. Actually, what I could do to mount this is I could measure out, there's 4 holes in the back of this power supply. I could just come up through with a drill bit and put some long M3s in through to grab the back of the PSU. But I'm holding this here because I want to see where I'm going to cut these wires at. It looks like the positive is on the left side here, so I'm going to cut these like right here. And then we're going to strip it and put some ferrules on. Oh, yeah, definitely going to put something over that. There's some fan ducts on Thingiverse for these style power supplies to prevent filament and such from falling into them. So there we go. The rule, make sure the wire's all the way to the end of the ferrule. Crimp it. I'll usually do it a couple times just to make sure I get a good crimp. I'll do the other one. I kind of turn it on here. You see that? Kind of turn it on. Push it out of the way. Hold it. There we go. So I'm going to double check on the back. Yep. The VN is on the left here. I'm just opening the terminal up. And let's go ahead and put our negativo in. And then our positive. All right, so now I can mount this here. The bed thermistor actually goes right here, and this has got that like locking tab, which I'm not going to use because this has just a 2-pin JST. But I should be able to just pop this on here onto the 2 pins. It should go on. Yep. There we go. So there's our bed thermistor. I believe that's a bed thermistor input. Yep, bed temp, it's labeled, so that would be correct. And then I'm going to go ahead and put 4 M3 screws in. These look like M3. The holes on the printed part. And screw that down. Someone said I printed a PSU cover to bottom of the CR10 to get better airflow. Hopefully you didn't replace the power supply cover, because if something happens to the PSU, you want that metal cover there on the power supply in case it goes south. I see a lot of people doing stupid stuff like putting a plastic cover on their power supply because they want to put a different fan on. And what they don't realize is you're removing a safety part of that power supply, especially if you're using the really crappy ones that come with the printers. You're removing a safety feature. So if you did that, undo it, unless you want to risk having a fire if something does go wrong. These power supplies are in metal boxes because it contains fires if one does happen. And especially with the stock power supplies, I'm not really... You know, it could well, it's much less common because Meanwhile actually makes quality power supplies. But I have seen people printing like that idiot guy that thinks Prusa's after him. He replaces his power supply covers with printed ones, and that's a stupid idea, and it's dangerous. So let's take this nice metal cover off here that's fire resistant and put a flammable piece of plastic on it. That's idiotic. If you do that, and you know better, you're just asking for trouble, and I'm just gonna call it. If you do that, you're an idiot. Like, have fun explaining that to your homeowner's insurance why you took a metal covering off of a power supply that's a safety feature and replaced it with a piece of flammable plastic. They're not gonna care if you did it to try to cut down on the noise level. So, end rant there. Don't do it. It's dumb. Here's the reality. As I sit here with the Daedalus here, the Daedalus is not a quiet printer. Just want to be clear. I like it. It prints nice, but it is not a quiet printer. And here's the reality. A 3D printer is a machine. It's going to make noise. You can cut down noise on it, but when you start doing stupid stuff like taking safety features off of it, aka the metal coverings, you're just asking for trouble. Don't do it. Don't be dumb like some of these guys on YouTube. Think about your safety. So, and also, if not your safety, think about your damn homeowner's insurance, and they're going to be wondering why there's a printer fire and there's no metal cover to be found in the power supply. So, it's a really good way to get your policy denied because you caused a fire because you were trying to do something some idiotic YouTuber told you to do, because he also doesn't think with his head. So, I'm about doing stuff safe and doing stuff correctly. So, not saying I'm perfect, but have some common sense when you're doing stuff, okay? Almost like actual engineers know more than random YouTubers and people on Facebook. Oh, don't get me started about Facebook groups. If you want to get the worst advice for fixing your 3D printer, go on random Facebook groups. They're great for that. So how are we looking? Only got a couple things connected, but I mean everything's right here. I can start running all my lines. Now the question is, does the Duet have an always-on power output? I see a 5-volt output. Oh, they do have. They have always-on fans here. They got a fan 1, fan 0. Okay, so I do have my hot end fan up top here, and that's really it. This was the hot end fan because this was always on. This is my layer fan here. That's got the 2-pin plug. Here's my filament sensor. Here's the old Easy ABL cable that I snipped off. So at this point, let me get the new Easy ABL installed and get that all routed. But yeah, if you guys want a good laugh, there's if you guys haven't seen, if you guys know who DPT is, and you haven't seen his Ender 3 video, oh my god. It looks terrible. He actually put a Duet in it. He put like this nice hardware in it and just built it like a complete idiot. Like it's so bad. It's so badly put together, and it just looks like absolute garbage. He's got like a 120 millimeter fan on a printed housing bolted to his power supply. It looks atrocious. I don't know why anybody would seriously take that guy's advice. Like, here's what I'm going to do. Since I built this so many years ago, and it's been repaired so many times, I'm going over this whole thing, and we're going to fix all the stuff. Kind of like I did with Bertha. You know, as you work on your machines, you're going to be, you know, replacing stuff and doing fixes here and there. And eventually you just get to a point where it's time to just go back over everything and inspect all of it. So this will not be a one-day affair. I will do a follow-up video when I get to the firmware stuff. But we're just going to hang out. It's 6 o'clock, so I've been at this for an hour. We're going to hang out for a little while longer. I'm going to get some of this done. And then, like I can see here, like for some reason I decided to put a quick disconnect on the layer fan. I don't know why. Maybe I was going through fans, or I was thinking about doing swappable shit and just never did. But I'm going to take that out. I'm going to resolder that. This fan, I know the bearings are going out in. This is just like some random Chinese fan that I had because the stock Creality fan died. And I don't know if I think I grabbed I think I grabbed one of our 12 volt 40 millimeters. If not, I'll have to go out to the shop later and grab one. But I'm just undoing all this wiring here so I can kind of restart it. I got to undo this all anyways to get the EasyABL sensor wire out. And what I'm going to do differently next time is I'm not going to wrap the sensor wire with all the other wires. I usually do it separately, so that way if I do need to dismount the sensor or disconnect it or replace it, I'm not having to do what I'm doing right now. You guys see I'm unraveling all of these? This is because I wrapped the sensor wire with it. But wait, you're joking, Rain. He did not leave the stock extruder on the machine. He had like a $200 Mosquito hot end and a almost $200 Duet board on it, and you're telling me he didn't replace the extruder? Are you kidding me? I feel like this guy, I feel like he's just a troll. I feel like he makes videos to troll and they're not actually serious. That's the only explanation that would make sense out of everything I've seen come off that channel. That's the only explanation, is that he's just doing it just to mess with people who think he's trying to be serious, and he's really not. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. So anyways, I use our Easy Out filament sensor on here. This has got a lot of miles on it. I got a tough extruder on here. That will be staying. Oh, apparently there's filament in here because it broke off. All right, but we are going to be giving this a new sensor. This sensor works, so I'll probably throw it in my parts bin, but I'm going to be giving it the Pro treatment. It's going to be getting a new Pro sensor. What is this one? I think this is a 3. Oh, yeah, so this isn't even a 3.1 with the shielded wiring. This is a 3, not even a 3.1. So but if you guys join our Discord server, we have DPT themed emojis, courtesy of I think it was Run Deckard who made those. They're hilarious, absolutely hilarious. So I'm not going to change the thermistor and heater cartridge on here because I know there's no issue with those. But like I said, this 40 millimeter fan, it has been on its last legs for a while. I kind of want to put a different volcano because this has a volcano block with or volcano hot end setup, or as we call our tough flow. And it's got the googly eyes, and this has got a 50 watt heater cartridge and the easy flow nozzle. This mount is actually in really good shape. It's just dusty, and I kind of want to keep that. So I am going to replace this fan, but I'm going to go ahead and clean it all up. You can see where the printer got me there on my like, is that my knuckle? I guess that'd be my knuckle, right? But yeah. Oh no, let's zoom out. Can I zoom out? Nope. Nope, I can't zoom out. Sorry if it's not focusing. But yeah, this fan's got to be replaced. We're going to take that off. Ooh, look how dusty this is. Oh yeah, this was definitely an Amazon special fan before, because TH3D didn't exist when I built this. But, oh yeah. What is this? Sound Original. Brushless. Oh yeah, that's crunchy. We're gonna go ahead and just put that in the trash, because we're gonna get a new one. But look how dusty this is. Yeah, it's dusty, and it's like, oh, this is a little cracked. You know what? We still sell these mounts. So I'm going to actually I'll just go get a new one. So I got to steal a new mount and steal a new duct, or I'll just get a whole new setup here and replace that and clean that off. But I think that's enough for right now. Because all I really have to do now is plug the motors in, remount my motors because these stepper dampers failed. It's just a lot of tedious stuff, and now I'm getting to the point where, like with Bertha, it's kind of a can of worms. I was like, oh, this won't be too bad. I was like, oh wait, I need to replace this fan. Oh wait, this is cracked. This fan should still be good. Is it? Yeah. This is probably gonna get retired too. I'm just trying to hear. No, those bearings are gone. All right, well, we're going to get 2 new fans as well. So we're going to get a new 5015 fan. We're going to get a new duct here. Like I said, luckily we print this part so I can go out to the shop and grab one. It's pre-printed. I'm going to lose the googly eyes, though. I'm going to lose the googly eyes. The googly eyes are the best. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can see, like, this is... Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, this needs to be replaced. This has seen some shit though. I'm not gonna lie. Like this mount has been on here for over 2 years. So it served me well. This side of everything looks okay. Oh, this is a little cracked. Yeah, you know what? Look at, see? It's just gotten so brittle from being used over the years. You see this? I believe this was done in ABS. I mean, I'm not really going to complain too much. That's 2 years I got out of a printed part. That's wild that this was still printing up until the stepper dampers broke. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's get that hot on. Oh yeah, look how juicy that is. Do I even bother trying to get these nuts out? Let's see. Oh, look how just degraded this. This is wild. This is ABS. And it's just kind of like started cracking over the years. Like I said, this mount's 2 years old. I'm surprised that it's that brittle because Bertha's got an older mount down there, and it hasn't started cracking. There we go. Go ahead and get that out. Fun fact, before we sent out candy as a company, we used to send out googly eyes for people to put on their printers. But then it got to be too tedious packaging googly eyes. Yeah, look at this was definitely due for replacements. This is what I'm saying. You open it, how many of you guys like do this? You start a project and you're like, it ends up being a can of worms. Because that's kind of what this turned into. Bertha was the same way. I shouldn't even be surprised. So, but this gives me a chance to go over everything. Ooh, look at, see? I don't know if this was... I think it's just picked up crap here. I thought it was leaking, but that's just buildup. So I'll heat this up and then clean this off. Let's see. Yeah, it had leaked at one point clearly, but this will all be able to be reused and cleaned off. So I'm not worried about that. But with that, we are going to wrap this up, which means it's giveaway time. And we're doing one giveaway, nothing crazy. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off here. And we are giving away an Ender 3 V2. And it's for US and Canada people. And like I said before in previous streams, if you guys are outside the US and Canada and you have a friend, and you do win, and you have a friend in the US or Canada that you want to ship it to, just give us their information to ship it to, and then you can coordinate getting the, what's it called? Coordinate getting the printer from your friend to them. So, yeah, Pandora's box in project. Of projects. Yeah, that's what this is. So I'll probably do what I did with Bertha, which is I'll replace all this stuff, get the cleanup done, and then get it to the point where we wire everything up. How's that sound? I feel like that's a good formula. We start it, we see how bad it is. If it's not that bad, we'll go for it. If not, we'll do stuff offline and come back to it. I feel like that's a good way to do it. All right, so you guys have one more chance. I'm gonna go ahead and play a song from our friends over at From Zero to Zed. And this song is, I like their song called Chewed Up Pen. This song is 3 minutes long, so I'm going to leave the forum open for 3 minutes. Once the song ends, I'm going to export everybody, and then we're going to draw it and see who won. So, you guys ready? Everybody ready here? So, I'm starting the song right now. One minute, 30 seconds left. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and close the form right... Oh, wait, hang on. I got to open it first. That might help. Let's go ahead and close the form. No more responses are getting accepted. Now, if you were watching, I just removed the X-axis stepper damper. Here's the X-axis motor, because we're just going to put the motor right back on without the damper. Damp thing. All right, so we have 441 responses. And you get a wheel spinner thingy. I think it's picker wheel. Is that it? Let me open this in Excel here. Ask Tim giveaway. Enable editing. And here's what I'm going to do. Enable editing. All right, so we're going to do... And I already filtered out the duplicates. So we've got 440 entries here. I'm going to copy them, and we're going to paste them into the picker wheel here. Oh, that won't work. Add list. Is that going to work? Let me just check this. Oh God, that's so loud. All right. Oh, this picker wheel thing just crashed. Damn it. Hang on. Does anybody know, like, what people... Is it Wheel of Names? Is that it? This is it. Wheel of Names. All right, I'm pasting this in here. We're going to shuffle here. It's thinking. Chrome is taking its time. Did we crash? It's sitting here locked up. I'm gonna give it a sec. Let me try opening it up. It just that tab crashed. Come on. Let me try again. wheelofnames.com. Let's go ahead and paste those in. All right. So, you guys ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Let's see. Let's go ahead and switch to the monitor here. I entered so many names in here. And let's go. Let's see. Steve Hayden. Steve Hayden is the proud new owner of a new Ender 3 V2. So, Steve, I will pull your email. I will pull your contact information and shoot you an email. And then we will get you your printer. Is Steve Hayden in here? Let's see. I mean, you don't have to be present to win. That wasn't a stipulation. It'd be cool if he was. Is Steve Hayden in here? It's another Pandora's box. So I'm going to go ahead and just screenshot that. I could just go back to the stream. But we're going to go ahead and do that. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull the names that were just entered tonight. And I lied. I said we were only going to do one giveaway. I'm going to enter in the people that entered their names in just today. So the stream from the 29th. And we're going to do a $25 TH3D gift card. How's that sound? Hey, Steve's here. Steve, you won the Ender 3 V2. So I'll shoot you an email. So just the people that entered on this stream are entered on this one. And this is for a TH3D gift card. You guys ready? You ready? There we go. Let's see. Uh, 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 uh. Kevin Berger. Kevin Berger. You got the $25 gift card. So I will contact both you guys. And there we go. So, yeah. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this here. So we have that. Boom. What the heck is a stream lag? I'm not sure. So, but anyways, I will go ahead and email Kevin. Kevin got himself a $25 TH3D gift card. And then Steve Hayden, I hope you enjoy your Ender 3 V2. It's sitting right there. Right there. So it'll get boxed back up and sealed and shipped to you. So that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and raid my shop for parts for this printer. I'm going to go grab a 12-volt 40mm fan for the hot end. I'm going to grab the new I'm going to go grab the new printed part, which we still sell this mount that's on this printer. It's actually a really nice mount for a Volcano hot end style. So I'm going to go ahead and get the fan, a new 5015 fan, 12 volt on both those, and then the Volcano mount. I'm going to get all that cobbled together, and then we'll do another stream. I'm probably going to do it this weekend. We'll see. I am going to spend some time with Samantha, but I do also want to get this printer done because I also want to get into the Duet stuff and become familiar with that. So, but anyways, I appreciate everybody that watched for this. Everybody that entered, I wish you guys luck on the next one. We will be doing one for February, but I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until we do the giveaway next time. So I have the printer already for next month's giveaway, but I'm going to keep it a secret and leave it up to a surprise. So, like I said, sorry we didn't get further on this. This ended up being another Pandora's box situation. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and get this all set up. I think it's going to come out a lot cleaner, too, once I'm done with it. And, oh, Aaron probably wanted me to show this off because he was playing with our little CNC router. Do you remember, guys? Remember that mill? That little crappy mill that we have? It's like the little, I don't know, it's like a $200 one. He got bored on his lunch break and milled a little flag out of a PCB with our logo on it. I thought that was funny. So yeah, it does run. So anyways, you guys all have a good weekend. Make sure to stop by 3D Printing and Painting stream. I'm going to grab that link again for his. And I'll also share it out. Where is my chat? Where's my live chat? Where is my live chat? Here we go. Right here. So Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Central, it'll be me, Chris from Chris's Basement, Michael Laws from Teaching Tech, Brian Baker from The First Layer, and Richard Cleveland from The First Layer as well. So it should be a good time. It'll just be a hangout. And that's going to be over on Jerry's channel, which is 3D Printing and Painting. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm going to go end this stream here. And thank you guys again for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And I will be doing another video wrapping this machine up, just like we did with Bertha. So except we're playing with a Duet this time. So have a good weekend, guys. And as always, happy printing.